Good morning, lovelies. I hope you all had a good sleep last night and that your deep breathing is in full swing and that you're all finding a way to just relax when you can feel the irrational mind kicking in and taking over. So last night I spoke about James and his 21-day meditation challenge and how it's going into 21 days of lockdown is actually a really good time to look at cultivating a new habit, because we all know that 21 days is the first part of creating a new habit. It's not the complete amount. So a lot of people think it's 21 days to create a new habit, and it's not. It's 21 days until a new behavior becomes automatic. But during the time that you're cultivating new behavior, your old kind of wiring, so to speak, your old neural pathways that were very committed and driving your old habits are still there. So it's incredibly easy to slip back into old behaviors, and anyone on earth who's ever tried to put a new habit in place knows this. You're going to go through a few phases when you're implementing a new habit in your life. So of course the first phase is really easy. Everybody thinks it's easy in the beginning. You came for a coaching session and you're feeling really motivated to go and have that difficult conversation with your partner, and then you just can't do it, or you've watched an inspiring video and you're really motivated to go and clean out your cupboard, and you kind of do it for a day or two and then it like filters out a bit. Or you're inspired to start a new eating plan and you stick with it for about 3 or 4 days, and then you just got to go and have that chocolate or that pasta. So I think we all know that the first phase, the first few days of creating a new habit actually are easy, because you're focused and you're putting a conscious intent into creating a new habit every day. The trick comes when you hit your first speed bump. And the speed bumps are when those unconscious automatic behaviors start creeping in. Guys, your behavior is totally unconscious, and creating a new habit requires you to be totally conscious. So when you are just slipping into unconscious behavior, you're going to slip into automatic behavior. And if your older habits are more powerful, they're going to kick in. So it's really important when you're standing in the kitchen about to put that piece of chocolate in your mouth, is to suddenly just take a step back and recognize what's going on. So recognize the problem that's happening. And then you've got to bring your emotional thought into it, to ask yourself, what is going to happen if I do this? And what is going to happen if I don't do this? So you've now got to analyze in that moment. If I eat this chocolate, how am I going to feel? If I don't eat this chocolate, how am I going to feel? So the minute you're now bringing a conscious question and thought into it, you're not into automatic behavior anymore. Now you're questioning. And if you're still struggling, it's just one piece of bite of chocolate, it's just one thing, it's not going to matter in the long run. I want you to imagine the long run. I want you to then, project into the future and go, if I keep negotiating with myself like this, where am I going to be a year from now? A year from now, if I keep every now and then negotiating on the chocolate or negotiating on spending money I don't have, where is my health and my wealth going to be a year from now? So that's just a way that you can address when you're hitting a bit of a speed bump. And guys, everybody uses time and tiredness as an excuse to not implement new behaviors in their life. Well, this lockdown is going to bring you time, and you're going to have time to rest, that you won't be so tired. So you don't have those two excuses anymore. So you've got to use this time proactively. You really do. So I want you to think about what habit you think you'd like to start implementing in this 21-day time. Like a lot of you, I know you've messaged me to say that you already signed up for James's meditation challenge. That's fantastic. But maybe for some of you, you want to do something completely different. I mean, you can do anything around your health, the way that you eat. Maybe you want to start drinking more water. You want to start reducing the amount of caffeine that gets you through a day. Maybe you want to do a yoga class that you've never tried before. And by the way, and I'll put her details on as well, my friend Sally, who runs Yoga Experience, has moved all her yoga classes online. A lot of yoga classes happening online, and you can go onto her website and sign up to do online yoga classes. So give it a try if you've never tried it. So with your health, doing any kind of stretching, any kind of movement, any kind of exercise, self-care, take the time to look after your bodies. So you can do habits around health. You can do habits around wealth. Now, a lot of people that I work with, really struggle with budgeting and handling finances and saving and getting themselves out of debt. Now, I'm by no means a financial expert, but there are a lot of people out there who are. And a lot of them have got free resources. They've written amazing books. I absolutely love Ann Wilson. I love her work. And she wrote The Wealth Chef. And she's got a lot of free online resources. And you cannot use an excuse of, well, I don't know, to justify your lack of workable behavior in your life. So educate yourself. If you struggle with money and you're struggling with finances, you can't keep waiting for somebody else to show you the way. Go and educate yourself. So maybe your habit is going to be learning how to properly manage your wealth during these 21 days. Maybe you've got to look at how you are in your relationships, and you've got to really take time to look at how you are behaving and speaking and communicating with the people in your life. Now, my entire practice is about people who don't have workable communication in their lives and in their relationships, or with their friends or with their colleagues. So again, this is now time that you can watch videos, you can check out YouTube stuff, you can look at TED Talks, you can get ebooks around communication, around relationships, and educate yourself. So maybe you want to create a new habit around how you speak to people, or how you handle conflict, or how you handle communication in your life. If you run a company and you have people that work for you, leadership is a very important topic that you need to take time to cultivate a really good leadership. And I know there's incredible leadership books out there, and people just don't have the time to read them. Well, now you do. Because guys, here's the thing. This lockdown is not forever. The lockdown for now is 21 days. Yes, it could be pushed out to 3 months. But at some stage, this is going to end. At some stage, we are moving through this, and you've got to really decide what kind of new life are you wanting to create for yourself on the other side of this experience. Because you're going to have to get back into the world after this, and you're going to go back to work, and you're going to, be back in the world, and all those old habits, that have run your life for so long are going to start creeping in if you are not taking the time now to cultivate new, more powerful habits in your life that are going to start you in a more empowered place when this entire thing is over. So guys, you really can either collapse into this isolation and be defeated by it, or you're going to ride this wave and you're going to use the time in a really, really constructive way. So there are a lot of experts on habit building out there. And the one that I love, I think his work is really great, is James Clear. So James has written a book called Atomic Habits. I know this is going to be reversed for you guys, but I'll post his details. And he's just incredibly practical and gives really amazing advice about habit creation and habit forming. He's got a blog, hundreds, probably thousands and thousands of blog posts that you can read around creating habits in your life. I just want to read an excerpt from his book, which I think is very powerful. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter is a lagging measure of your cleaning habits. You get what you repeat. If you want to predict where you are going to end up in life, all you have to do is follow the curve of tiny gains or tiny losses and see how your daily choices will compound in 10 or 20 years down the line. Are you spending less than you earn each month? Are you making it to the gym each week? Are you reading books and learning something new each day? Tiny battles like these are the ones that will define your future self. So right now, during these next 3 weeks, you are defining your future self and the quality of what your life is going to look like once this is done. So tomorrow is when the lockdown starts. So Friday is the start of the 21 days. So you have got today and tomorrow to go and pick a habit, research authors or teachers around the field that you're wanting to create the habit with. Go and download books, go and buy the books. If you're wanting to start a specific eating, you've got 2 days to go to the shops and get the food that you want to create some new eating plan for yourself. You've got the 2 days to log on and register to do online classes, exercise classes, meditation classes. So please use these next 2 days proactively to make some shifts towards creating habit throughout this 21-day lockdown. So go and investigate, have fun, and I will chat with you again tomorrow.